Thanks, God. Oh, we up in here. They ain't even know that we is up in her. Up in her. Up in her. You figure deal me? We is live and in full effect. And if you don't know, now you know. Figure deal me. I'm sure Shaduer singing that song right now. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Oh, we don't let the people come in the building. Come in, come in. Yes, yes. Come on in, come on in. As we let the church say amen. And the church say amen. Lady PC, what is up, my love? You are the first. Well, you're not the first in the building, but you are the first to acknowledge yourself. And she be everywhere too. I mean, she be popping up. I'll pop in the stream and I'll see that little chat. It's that icon. We see that icon, we know who it is. But you know, it's just a lazy Friday. And since I'm not going to be able to stream during the game tonight, which I am upset about that because I really wanted to host this watch party with y'all, but circumstances, you know. Everything is not everything, you know. I wanted to be able to hang with my people while we watch our boy do his thug thizzle. But since we are unable to do that, Sharon Brantley, what's up, love? You know, then we have to do the next best thing. KJ is in the building. Game time. Let's go. Shout out LeJounte. That's what I'm talking about. LeJounte did his thing last night. Got that punt return. Got 2 receptions for 41 yards. He got the most targets of all of the receivers last night. LeJounte did his thing. I was happy. Of course, I talked to my boy Mark Clayton. I called him this morning. If y'all don't know who Mark Clayton is, Mark Clayton played for the Baltimore Ravens. Very, very good receiver. Talked to him this morning, and he was like, yeah, Jonte did that thing. Jimmy gonna do that thing tonight. I'm like, yeah, you with us. You know you with us. But that's what it is. You know, we're going to try to get Mark on the show. Mark's busy. Very, very busy. Everybody creeping on in here. I see y'all. If you don't know the rules, if you're new to the game, it's just like when you walk in somebody's house. You speak. You say hello. You acknowledge yourself and those and others that are in the building. It's not even set on subscriber mode like I've had it for the last 2 streams. I need to go back because we ain't hit 20K yet. And people just up in here just chatting, you know, which I love it. But tonight is that night where Shedeur does his thug thizzle. I don't know why everybody's so worried. why everybody's so blasé. Super special. Let's go 12. Nothing matters at this point but playing football. What's up, Brock? What up, Rob? Cleveland checking in. That's what I'm talking about. Them people is in the building. You know. Ooh. Y'all know what it is. I ain't been to sleep yet. And usually after this stream, I go take me a nap. You know, so I'm gonna have to go take a nap so I can be well prepared. Because I'm gonna have to watch the first half of the game at my son's game. They got their championship game tonight at 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna go take me a nap. Then we gonna roll out to the game. Then I'm gonna come back. That's why I'm not streaming for the game, because I gotta be at his game. Then I can come home and get comfortable and watch the game. I still might pop it on. I don't know. But we'll see. But 6 minutes, 30 seconds in, let's get this party started. I don't know where everybody at. I don't know if they're going to show up. But I told you, turn them post notifications real on so you'll know when your boy is going live. But y'all know how we do. Before we start off, before we do anything, we must do what? Acknowledge you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, and do us a solid and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. And please do not forget to put your comments in the comment section. But we live, so let's chat it up. And you know, we shall not do a video without acknowledging our wonderful, wonderful ladies of the CU aunties. With it being a night of wonderful football, we must acknowledge all the ladies of the CU aunties. And in honor of LeJohntay Wester doing his thing last night. Yes. So when you see the CU aunties in the chat or in the comment section, make sure you say what's up. Make sure you are respectful, because if not, we might have to come see about you. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, y'all know what time it is. We're going to get this party started. Y'all ready? Got your drink? Pull your chair up. Get you a snack. Let's talk about it. Welcome to the lunch table. And tonight, we go live on the football. We had 3 games last night. Baltimore was really the only game that mattered. The Bengals played last night, and I forgot who else played last night. All 3 was pretty good games, you know. But the main event takes place tonight. Tonight, Shedeur Sanders heads up the Cleveland Browns against the Carolina Panthers. As you see him standing there with Joe Flacco. When they break off the sideline and Shedeur comes out the end zone and say his prayer, he gonna walk right over to Joe Flacco and be like, "You about to lose your job." Because that's how we gonna start this thing off. But before we get crunk, in the comment section, in the description of this video, is a new sponsor to the show, Live Audio. So if you want something smooth for your ears, y'all go by, check out Live. That was kind of loud. But Live Audio is a new sponsor of the show. So when or if you think you need something to fit your ears, check out Live Audio in the description of all of my videos from this point forward. Great headsets. And they're in the process of making some gaming headsets, so that's going to be nuts for me. But Shedeur Sanders takes the field tonight against the Carolina Panthers across from his ex-teammate Jimmy Horn Jr., which we are expecting someone else to show up and show out and light it up on the other side. But as we know, there's always controversy. There is always the questions that are asked. Is Shedeur being sabotaged? Is he being thrown in the fire? And that's a two-part answer. Yes and no. Because this is what we were built for. This is what he's been wanting all of his life. The opportunity. No matter how the opportunity comes, no matter when it shows up, Coach Prime's motto that he has raised these kids on: stay ready so you don't never have to get ready. So Shedeur Sanders, the world, everybody outside is screaming. They trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders. But I'm telling you, Shedeur Sanders is ready. He's built for this moment. This is what he's been waiting on. It's not by sure luck. It's not by happenstance. Surely by circumstance that all of this has taken place. When the world is saying you a fifth round pick, there's no way you're supposed to be starting tonight. But I told y'all about God's children. And there's only one way that he starts tonight. God. But see, Shedeur Sanders ain't worried. And he ain't scared. And he ain't wavered. And he ain't shaking in his boots. He pumped up. He ready. Because this is all he's ever asked for. Just give me my opportunity. And there's some who's going to look at this game and wait on him to fail. They want him to fail. They want him to fall. But this is a win-win situation that he's in. See, because on the one hand, if you go out here and ball out, if you go out here and play the same ball we've seen him play for the last 4 years, the Cleveland Browns are in trouble. They're going to have to acknowledge him from this day forward. They're going to have to look at him in a different light besides just being a fifth round draft pick. Because all in all, I believe that's just how they're looking at him. Oh, he a fifth round draft pick, so he really don't matter. He has been treated as if he's a fifth round draft, a normal fifth round draft pick. They have brushed him to the side. They have given him the scraps while they feed Dylan Gabriel all the food off the table. They give Kenny Pickett all the sweets. Joe Flacco get all the meats because he is the alpha dog in the building. Just because of his age and the seniority of his NFL experience. This is Joe Flacco's 18th year in the NFL. There's no doubt that he will start the first game of the NFL season unless unless Shedeur performs the way we know he should perform in these next 3 games. Because we know tonight Carolina Panthers are going to start their first string defense, and Shedeur Sanders is going to march right down the field and score on him. Because this is a situation that he's been faced with for the last 4 years of his football career, all through college. He started with the 2s and 3s. He's starting with the guys, some of them that's still trying to make the team. So he's not going to get that old man starting offensive line, which all of those guys on the Cleveland offensive line are old. All of them are on the last year of their contract. So next season, they don't even know if they're coming back. 2 of them, I'm for sure, going to retire. While Teller might just go somewhere else. But, see, this is where it doesn't matter to Shedeur. Because these type of adversities, it's the same thing he's been dealing with since he's been in college. This is nothing new. He's been faced with that O-line that doesn't give him time to release, that doesn't give him time to even throw in the flat sometimes. They say in the NFL you need to be able to release the ball within the first 3 seconds. But hell, at Colorado, he didn't even have 2. You talking about 3. He didn't have that at Colorado. But yet and still, all the wins were produced by Shedeur. He quarterbacked all of that, all of those W's. Nobody else was helping. He had receivers, yeah, but he got to get the ball to them. So tonight will be nothing new for Shedeur. It's going to be the same old, same old. They talking about you ain't got enough time. Hell, he ain't never had enough time. That's why I keep saying. You put him in the perfect scenario. You put him in a situation where this is what is normal. This ain't going to be mind-blowing when he look up and see 2 defenders coming from the right side. He know what to do. So this situation that everybody's trying to dream up of Shedeur being sabotaged, Shedeur is chomping at the bit, talking about, yeah, let's eat, because this is what we do. Because see, when you good, you can manage the situation. But when you are great, you want all the smoke. And we know who nephew is. We know he wants the smoke. Yeah, he's been calm in these press conferences. He's been saying the right things. It's just like a duck floating on the lake. He looked good as hell, just gliding across that water. But them little feet under the water going like this, 100 miles an hour. That's Shedeur ready to get into this game. Jumping up and down. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's why when they come to practice, why you think he's the first one there and the last one to leave. See, it's a shock to everybody in Cleveland. It's normal to us. We've been watching him do it since high school and college. First one in the building, last one out the building. See, because we talked about how his maturation process has come along, how he's been brought up in the ways of the great quarterbacks, how he's been taught by Peyton Manning, how he's been taught by Jeff Blake, how he's been taught by Tom Brady. The same quarterbacks that they think are the greatest ever are the same quarterbacks that was teaching Shedeur how to read defenses, how to step, how to throw his passes, how to prepare his feet, how to always square up his shoulders. Get your shoulders pointed toward the direction you want to throw the ball. He's been taught by the greatest. 3 of them. And y'all really think he won't be able to handle what's ahead? Nathan Segura. Y'all know who Nathan Segura is. Everybody in Cleveland do. If you don't know, you're finna find out.
How wide open do you think it'll be tonight for Shedeur? Or do you think it'll be a controlled passing game?
I think it'll be open for him. I think it will be a lot of it. They want to keep it, in things that he is comfortable with doing. I think people have to remember that it has been pretty well documented that he's had a big learning curve. Dylan Gabriel started more games than anybody in college football history. He's thrown more passing touchdowns than anybody in college football history. Shedeur Sanders does not have that background. And some of the things that he was asked to do, or things that he, more accurately, not asked to do at Colorado, has had him play catch up. He's worked incredibly hard. He's done a very good job with it. But I think as you look at it, they're going to give him, they want him to be successful. That's the whole point of this. The Cleveland Browns want Shedeur to go out there and play well. They want all these young guys to go out there and play well. So I think it's going to be a lot of concepts that he's comfortable with. I do think you will see at times maybe some spread, some 4 receivers, things that he was used to doing, obviously, at Colorado. And you'll see also the blend of what Kevin Stefanski does. Get him under center, run the football, and hit some of those play action, those boots, get him on the edge, where he can use his athleticism and use the fact that he's a very accurate thrower on the run and make plays out of the pocket. So I think you're going to get the full gamut. I mean, when you get 50 plays, like you got to dip into something, right? So I think it's going to be a good look at Shedeur Sanders and what he is able to do. And quite frankly, I'm excited to see it. I know a lot of people are excited to see it.
Oh, the world is watching. They ready. Y'all know we'll get to y'all super chats and all of that too. The world is watching. This will be the most watched preseason game in NFL history tonight. And they won't be watching to cheer him on. Most people won't. The majority will be rooting for him to fail because they don't like his last name. They don't like his pedigree. They don't like where he come from. They for sure don't like his father. We not talking about Big Baby Jesus daddy. We talking about Deion Sanders. That's a TikTok. It's crazy how things. That's my daughter. My child is texting me. Oh my goodness. It's crazy how everybody was up in arms. It's crazy to see how when he first got drafted, how things have changed. Y'all don't know how bad a lot of people want him to fail tonight. See, but this is a win-win situation because if he shows out, balls out, then everybody's going to be like, okay, yeah, we told you so. We've been saying this. Y'all just treating him like he a regular 5th round draft pick. And if he plays mediocre or doesn't just play extra sexy, plays kind of regular, a little bit below average, they gonna say, yeah. See, that's why he was a 5th round pick. That's why didn't know teams want him. I'm just gonna tell you to pick a side and stay over there. Because everybody has a bad night. But we know tonight ain't that night. Shedeur, when the lights come on, very seldomly has a bad night. He is an excellent quarterback. And it's going to take some getting used to when they see, what he's done. Because since he's been drafted, since his name was called, since they said with the 144th pick, the Cleveland Browns select Shedeur Sanders, quarterback, Colorado. For most people, it was, why they do that? For others, we was like, it's about doggone time. What took you so long? But for Shedeur, it was personal. And he didn't voice that opinion in public. He took it like a G. He took it on the chin. But he jumped in the pool. He celebrated with his family. But soon as he got to camp, right after the draft, them doggone rumors of who picked Shedeur. Was it Andrew Berry's pick? Was it Jimmy Haslam's pick? Some reporters said Jimmy Haslam handpicked Shedeur for branding and ticket sales. We don't care how he got there. We don't even care who picked him. All we know is he's still there. The noise is loud. We killing all the headlines. They're trying to make it seem like it's pressure. But pressure don't do but two things. It either bust pipes or make diamonds. But that noise, that roar, that Shaduer, I told you, it's going to start getting louder. The people are going to start clamoring and screaming for Shedeur. And the time is here. The time is now. And if after tonight, if he balls out like we think he will, I don't know what the Cleveland Browns are going to do. Because the next thing they're going to be saying is get rid of Dylan Gabriel. Why do we even need Joe Flacco? See, they thought it was loud then. Just wait till he ball out. See, but right after the draft, when he had just gotten the NFL, and people was already saying that he was there because of politics, or it was because of his last name, but it didn't matter. This is Shedeur Sanders. He wasn't worried about that pressure then. Because do you know who his father is? He been dealing with pressure all his life. He is the son of Deion Primetime Sanders, one of the greatest athletes to ever live, to ever walk this earth. They don't know. Deion had already cut this path. He dealt with most of the hatred, most of the bigotry, most of the racism. Deion been that man. Deion was that boy. Played 2 sports. And then raised his boys to play football. Coached them in Little League. Coached them in middle school. Coached them in high school. Brought them to college. And coached them again. Jackson State. Colorado. Shedeur watched all of that happen. And he dealt with all that hate. Being on TV while he growing up. Being on reality shows. Cameras always around him. This ain't nothing new. This ain't no pressure. These lights tonight, everybody act like he about to fold or the lights is gonna be too much. I'm telling you, it ain't enough. This is what he been built for. This is what he lives for. This is all that he wanted. He done trained for it. He done worked out for it. He done ran miles, lost sleep, bled. All the things been hurt, had a fractured back. All of that for this moment right here tonight. So when this opportunity shows itself, and everybody in TV land, everybody in the media, all the sports shows, be crying. And Shaduer is a 5th round draft pick. Is he going to be ready? Can he handle the moment? Is the spotlight too much? Shaduer ain't going to even blink, dog. Shaduer ain't going to even bat an eye. When he got the mini camp, he was treated bad. When he got the rookie mini camp, he been so used to being the man that he wasn't a man. They was hollering about they was trying to humble him. He been humble all his life because he knows who he is. See, you can't humble a man when he's already been humbled. He's been humbled by his father. He's been humbled by God. So all that other stuff don't even matter. That's what's been happening with Shaduer. John 14:1 say, let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. This ain't nothing new to him. He been humble. Y'all can't touch him. That's why when all of this stuff went down, he walked through the fire like it was okay. He stood with his head held high and his shoulders rocked back, and he answered all your questions. He signed all those autographs. He took all those pictures. He showed up in the black community when nobody else was doing it when he got to Cleveland. You had a whole apartment blow up. It wasn't but one Cleveland Brown showed up. Not a Cleveland Cavalier, not a Cleveland Gladiator, Guardian, hockey team, baseball team, basketball team. Ain't but one person that showed up for those people. But you still ain't hearing about all that. And y'all, they expect him to have pressure because he finna go do what he been wanting to do all his life. That man excited for this right here. He jumping up and down. He ready to go. And what they thought was going to happen. But see, if they look around and look up in the stands and see Deion up in there tonight, if they look up there in one of them boxes and you see Deion Sanders just up there chilling, then what they gonna do?
Well, the Browns aren't treating Dylan Gabriel like a third-round pick.
Ooh, Daryl Ryder with the
Tell
dagger.
me more. How are they treating him?
They're treating him like a first-round pick. There are practices with a full, healthy quarterback room where he's first up in 11 on 11. And that's not just training camp. That's going back to mini camp. That's going back to OTAs. So that's why I've been so harsh on him. I'm evaluating him the way the organization is treating him. And that is a legitimate player, not a development player, but a legitimate player to play for this football team this year. So that's why I'm so harsh with him. He's not good. He's not an NFL quarterback right now. Maybe he will be someday, but right now he's not. And I don't care if he can draw the playbook frontwards, backwards on the whiteboard in a blink of an eye. I don't care. He can't play on the field, which is the requirement of the job. Now, if I could take Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel and put them together, well, maybe you have a little something there all of a sudden coming out of the gate as a rookie. But neither one of these kids is ready to play, but the organization's treating one like he is ready to play, and they're treating the other one like he's, light years away from being able to play. So, that's why I have been speaking in the tone in terms that I have when it comes to these quarterbacks. It should be Joe Flacco week one. And, then if circumstances dictate, then you go to Kenny Pickett, and circumstances dictate, then you go to Dylan Gabriel. But, as I said earlier, guys, they never intended to draft Shedeur Sanders. They never intended to have him start the preseason opener, yet here we are. And unfortunately, when you talk about the Browns, to your point, Ken, about why can't it happen here? Well, every time the Browns have a quarterback plan, there's always something that gets in their way, whether it's themselves or whether it's, circumstances like injuries and things like that, where they're always forced to deviate from the plan.
Oh, somebody said what I've been saying. They never intended to draft Shedeur Sanders. I'm telling y'all, that's Jimmy Haslam's pick. He running away from it. He trying to throw Andrew Berry up under the bus. But that's Jimmy Haslam's pick. Ain't no doubt about it. There is no question. But you hear that, man? Dylan Gabriel is not an NFL quarterback. I keep telling y'all that. Dylan Gabriel is not ready for this. For what he signed up for. Yeah, he gonna get a head start on life. He might be a backup quarterback for the next 13, 14 years. Good on him. Because you can live good, stay healthy, and make a lot of money being a backup quarterback. Ask, what's his name that used to be on Speak? Man was in the 13 years as a backup quarterback. You ain't got to take no licks. You ain't got to do all that working out. You just got to be ready just in case one day you might have to get in there. But other than that, you're going to retire healthy. You're going to retire in shape. And you're going to retire with a boatload of money. Because you ain't going to be done nothing. Your body ain't going to be wore out from taking all them hits. Your arm ain't going to be toe up from throwing all them footballs and taking hits at the same time. So even if he never starts a game and he plays for 13 years as a backup, he would have had a stellar career. And then he can go in the broadcasting. Yeah, Youngtown King, Chase Daniels. 13 years as a freaking backup. First round pick. Backup. His whole freaking career. Made millions from doing nothing. He ain't sore. Body ain't broke up. Ain't nothing popping. So if that's Dylan Gabriel's course, then fine. I'm here for it. I'm not wishing bad nothing on him. I hope he get what he want, get to stay in the NFL and make a lot of money. If I could be a 13-year backup, damn it, I'll take the job. That's good money. You making $5, $6, $7 million a year not to do nothing. Quarterback taking all the reps in practice. You get 4, 5, 6, and then you go back over there and stand down. You got no play. You go home and study the playbook, watch some film. But what? What is that? For making that kind of money? Nowadays, you might make $10 million as a backup a year. So that is not a bad career. But for everybody to keep saying, for the Cleveland Browns to keep showing us, they ain't telling us nothing. But the way they are conducting things, they are still saying Dylan is better than Shedeur. They still trying to tell us that our lying eyes is wrong. That we don't see what we see. All those people in practice, the reporters, the analysts, the ex-quarterbacks, the ex-football players, the people that know ball, telling you that's not it. But for them to save face, because Dylan Gabriel is their boy, because he is their guy. That's their man, $100,000, because they drafted him in the 3rd round ahead of Shedeur. And therein lies the problem. Nobody wants to be wrong. Everybody wants to be right. Just like everybody want to go to the gym, but don't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight. See, but I told you. I've been telling you since we got here in freaking voluntary rookie mini camp. Then when we went to voluntary mini camp and Dylan Gabriel was getting all them reps and Shaduer wasn't getting no reps. And then when we got the OTAs, Dylan Gabriel started getting reps with the ones. And we like, hold on, dog, what we doing? So we waiting on Shedeur to get his reps with the ones. Because you said this is an open competition. We gonna treat everybody like they the same. Your draft status don't matter. But we see that's a lie. Because Dylan Gabriel been getting reps with the ones. But why you ain't showing us Shedeur Sanders getting reps with the one? But this is an open competition. This is going to be fair. But everybody keeps saying the NFL is a meritocracy. You are judged on your merit. The best player plays. Lies. Politics. People trying to save their jobs. People trying to do the most. But we already know.
You about to lose your job.
We already know what time it is. We see it. We watching it happen right in front of our face. And they keep trying to tell us you wrong. They keep sending Mary Kay Cabot out there. They keep sending Tony Grossi out there to tell us that Shedeur is behind Dylan Gabriel. That Shedeur don't understand the offense. That Shedeur can't command the huddle like Dylan Gabriel does. Something wrong with that. They keep trying to tell us Shedeur is way back there and he need to catch up. But every time we see the tape, every time we watch it play for play, we get a mashup of all the Dylan Gabriel plays, and we get a mashup of all the Shedeur Sanders plays. And we can tell the difference. And so can everybody else. We can tell the difference. We can see who look better than who. We can see that that's not it. What Dylan doing ain't it. What Shedeur doing look a whole lot different. His players are reacting to it a whole lot different. His teammates are acting different. When we see
That's not you.
we know it ain't right. When we see Dylan Gabriel doing his plays like that, we know it don't look like Shedeur. When you can't see him behind the line, we know something wrong. So what we doing? Why you keep trying to tell us them lies? When you get stuff like this, you keep trying to tell me he better than 12. His possessions matter. So why he keep getting reps with the first team when he ain't putting it together tape like this? When we can see the difference with our own faces. When we see this man throwing bullets, throwing strikes, making the right plays, reading the defense correctly, keeping his receivers out of harm's way, not throwing hospital balls to them across the middle. But you keep trying to force Dylan Gabriel down our throat when you got a man that is steadily riding a 70% clip when he is just consistent, when it doesn't look like he's overwhelmed doing his job, when it doesn't seem to be too much to do. These people have told y'all over and over and over again, when Dylan Gabriel is running the offense, it's like it just stops.
You have this guy where I can't just treat him like Clayton Thorson. I mean, I yelled at you about it a couple days ago to the point where now I'm raspy over it, where Mel Kiper wasn't getting emotional on TV and basically to the point of tears over Clayton Thorson. He wasn't doing that. Like, this is, we cannot stick our head in the sand and act like this is a normal 5th round pick situation. However, I also can't force a situation that might not be there because I'm not there every single day. I'm not with him every single day. We may find out tonight, depending on some of the things that he does. Maybe he is behind. Maybe he does need more time with this. Now, I'm sure people just blame Kevin Stefanski, and I flirt with the notion myself. Why? because I'm so desperate to dig ourselves out of this hole of what we have. I see Myles Garrett, I see Denzel Ward, and I go, we have these players that if you had a quarterback, what would we be saying about this team? We have these players that one is a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer, and I'm just going to waste another year with him. And so I desperately, and when people get desperate, what do? They don't think clearly. And so I'm not thinking totally clearly. And so I desperately want to skip steps to try to dig us out of the hole that we've created. And that may come at the cost of whether or not Shedeur Sanders is very much ready.
That is true. It might come at a cost of them being selfish, of them not wanting to play the best player because they want to save their jobs, because they want to look like they made the right choice. You gonna do the wrong thing. Shedeur has an opportunity to once again show the world who he is, just like he did when Colorado played TCU. The opportunity is on a bigger stage, but the opportunity is the same nevertheless. It's your time to shine. The world is watching. Go do what you do best. And while you out there, have you some fun and run the damn score up. Because it's going to happen. This is all God. I keep seeing everybody call it luck. No. 2 people got hurt in non-contact activities. They wasn't running. They wasn't doing nothing stressful. They was just walking. And now they hurt. Kenny Pickett got hurt after practice, walking away. Dylan Gabriel just came up lame. And you keep trying to say that it's luck and it's random. There's only one explanation. There's only one way this happens. God grants you favor, opens that door, clears that pathway, lets you in, gives you your shot. And being the man that Shaduer is, I guarantee you he will take it. This game is going to be watched by everyone that has cable or access to it. The NFL network. People are going to go to bars. People are going to have parties. People are going to barbecue. People are going to hang out just to watch this as groups. This is preseason. This is not regular season. This is not the playoffs. But 20 million people will watch this football game tonight. I doubt if they've ever had a $10 million view preseason game. 20 million people watching this football game tonight. Because everybody wants to see it. Because the narrative is Cleveland is sabotaging Shedeur. He ain't been getting no first team reps. And to that I say the first team reps don't matter. What I'm telling you is they gonna tune in. They might not watch it all, but them peak numbers will be over 20 million people tuned in to see what the freak is going on with Shedeur Sanders because they tired of hearing his name. This is his shot. Tonight is his night. The stage is set. They ain't never had this many people in Charlotte at one time. But it's all Shedeur night. They ain't coming to see nobody else but Shedeur Sanders.
Got a golden opportunity tonight. And yes, he's got to face adversity. He doesn't have the best wide receivers with him. He's not going to have the best offensive line with him. Is he going to have the best running back? No. But they're giving you a chance to go out there and show how hungry you are, how good you can be against the first team. If Shedeur Sanders goes out there and lights it up with this offense against their first team defense, hell yeah, you got an argument coming up on Monday. People are going to be like, why is Shedeur Sanders? And you know what? You're right. You're right. I give it to you. But your point on are they setting him up for success? What fifth-round drafted quarterback is set up for success this early in their career? Competition. That doesn't mean it's not a weighted competition.
Yep.
That doesn't mean it's going to be a fair competition.
Exactly.
It's going to be a competition the way the people who are writing the rules of the competition want to see it play out.
It's a great point.
It's not, I people, they said this was going to be a quarterback comp. Nowhere did I hear the word fair.
Oh, you didn't hear the word fair? See what I'm saying? Now with them goalposts moving again. He didn't hear the word fair. Kevin Stefanski never said it was going to be fair. He never said that he liked Dylan Gabriel that much either. Somebody on this staff really doesn't like Shedeur. Shedeur was projected to be a 1 or 2 quarterback coming off the draft. Everybody said he is the most NFL prepared quarterback coming out. But he was pushed to the 5th round. Cleveland didn't want him, but they took him. Because Jimmy Haslam said, somebody go in there and get me my money. All that money sitting right there in front of us, and y'all want to just let it walk away. I told you Jimmy Haslam broke the code between him and them other owners. He said, forget that. He a good quarterback. He famous already. I can make a lot of money. Even though them jersey sales don't matter to Jimmy Haslam. He ain't worried about nothing but that parking lot and the stadium and them concessions. Because that TV money coming regardless. Every year. He don't care nothing about them jersey sales. Them jersey sales can't pay his taxes. Don't care nothing about it. Only thing he care about is filling that stadium. Filling up that parking lot. I bet you it costs upward of $50 to $100 to park at that football game. Money make the world go round. And if y'all don't think they ain't trying to get Shedeur to fail, I have no clue. All I know is he gonna show up and he gonna show out. He gonna do what he's always done. Shedeur has been consistent from high school to college. Now he's in the league. Do they really think he's going to change? Because the players are a little bit faster. They were a little bit faster when he got to college. Now they're going to be a little bit faster when he get to the NFL. He also got a little bit better. this is going to be a masterpiece. And I'm here for it. And I'm loving all of it. We've been on here an hour. I got to get me some sleep before this thing is all over with so I can be present. I might come back tonight when I come from my son's football game and crank this live back up and we sit down and watch it together. Lady C, they tried to break Shedeur down and pump up Dylan Gabriel until he folded under pressure. They better knew nephew played for the worst DG guy. Man, we not even worried about Dylan Gabriel. We knew they was up to something. We knew when Dylan Gabriel was getting reps with the ones and Shedeur wasn't getting reps with the ones that something was fishy. But other people keep saying he ain't getting reps with the ones. What difference does it make? It don't, for real. But it's the fact that you said this is an open competition. All the players will be evaluated on their play, on and off the field, what they do. But if Dylan Gabriel getting your best receivers and your best offensive line, and I'm just getting the scraps, then that's not a pure evaluation. But you know what it is? He's still doing better than Dylan. So it really don't matter. You give him your best because he need that kind of help. We'll take the unknowns and still ball out. I'll take Floria. I'll take Gage. And he's still falling out. You tried to do something that didn't work. You tried to humble him. You made your problem worse because you made him bigger. You didn't help the problem trying to humble him and his family. Now when he gets to Cleveland, you want to try to punish him because that didn't work. Either way it go, he taking the field tonight. And then what they gonna do? How they gonna spin it? After he threw for 275, 3 touchdowns, and run for a touchdown. Then what they gonna do? When they snap the ball and he go down and score on the Panthers' first team defense, what they gonna do? Because everybody keep hollering Dylan Gabriel come back. If Shaduer go out here and ball out, they still might not move him up the depth chart. Because they going to say, oh, no, this was just preseason. It don't count. But if you play screwed up, oh, it's preseason. You should be doing so much better. You should be out here chopping these boys up. But now, what they gonna do? She always show up late. What's up, Shakir? What's up, Big Snacks? What's up, see you aunties, Cleveland and Baltimore aunties. I wonder if there are Carolina aunties for Jimmy Horn. Now, you really think I would forget about them? You mean these ladies? That what you mean? You mean these ladies? Those kind of ladies. Those Carolina aunties. Oh, we got some. Jacksonville aunties for Travis. I don't know if we got none of them. I don't know if we got no Jacksonville aunties. I don't know if we got no Jacksonville auntie. You know. Of course we got Jacksonville auntie. And it ain't just Travis down there in Jacksonville. Talking about them aunties right there. We got aunties for Shiloh too. Don't even try it, because I know you coming back. We got them too. We got all the aunties. Pretty soon we're going to have all 32 teams, because that's what's going to happen after the end of this 2026 season. You're going to have CU players all over the map, because they see what they got, what Prime is developing. They see and how good these players are when they come out of Colorado. They ready made for the NFL. Why wouldn't they be? They being coached by NFL players. They being coached by Hall of Fame players. They being coached by top-notch coaches. Why wouldn't they be ready? Once again, Colorado is the only team to have all of their wide receivers drafted. All of their wide receivers are in the NFL, including a few linebackers, a safety or two. You know, Coach Prime know what he doing over there. They just not figuring it out. But I'm telling you, y'all let Prime get a hold of that NIL money. He don't like the NIL money, but if Prime got $20-30 million worth of NIL money, he winning the national championship. That's all I'm telling you. Because the only reason he ain't getting the players, a lot of them that he want, because he can't afford them. If it wasn't for that NIL, Colorado would be stacked right now. They would be sick of Coach Prime. They sick of him now. But Colorado would be off the chain. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. If Deion Sanders had the collective that could get him $20, $25, $30 million a year to compete, it might not even take that. An extra 15 can be stretched a long way. Yeah, he definitely be in the game, because he can get a Prime discount. You know, we ain't gonna give you $4 million a year, but we'll give you $2 million. We'll give you $2 million, but I promise you, you'll be better over here than you would be over there. All eyes on you. We on TV every week. They on TV sometime. We got scouts at every practice. Every time we come out here to practice, we got NFL scouts walking our sidelines. You don't never know what celebrity gonna show up. What movie star, what rapper, what singer, what governor, who. You don't know who gonna be here. Oh, we gets it in. We got one of the best chefs in the country. We don't just serve you regular beat up food. You eat lobster and steak and crab, tomahawk steaks, shrimp, a daily wing bar, and a daily taco bar. And we finna upgrade the facilities again. See, that's what Prime got going on. Only thing he needed that extra to tip it off. See, if he had them extra millions of that money, unstoppable. People don't see it. I see it. All them people that Brett Cool J, and the other dude from Colorado. One went to USC, one went to Oklahoma. Why? Because they offered them more money. Well, Oklahoma got a good offensive line coach. They ain't gonna lie. That man bad. USC suck all the way. They don't know what they doing over there. I promise you. But they got that money up. They can pay for it. You can come over here and get your little film education, do some ocean studies, spending your whole day at the beach after you leave practice. Colorado will say, hey, you can look up there at the Flatirons. We can roll up here to Denver. Or when it get cold, we can go a little bit further north and go skiing up in Vail. You know, we might not have a lot to offer, but we got it. We gonna offer you a place in the NFL lore. That's what we gonna do. All right, it's time to get out of here, man. Y'all, we too deep up in here. So we gonna get out of here, man. We want to appreciate all of y'all for taking the time to come by and check out the video. Like I said, we might go live again tonight when I come back from my son's football game. I might crank the live stream up. So y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn your post notification bell on so you'll know if I just all of a sudden roll up in here and hit the live switch, then you can join me. But other than that, man, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a beautiful day. I'm going to get a nap so I can be prepared. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, man, I'm going to holler at y'all. I'm out of this thing. Peace.